So guys, in the previous session, we understood what is a campaign nomenclature, right? It is a system that we have devised for us to identify the campaigns better if we are in a list of campaigns, if we are running 50, 60 campaigns at the same time. Once we have given a name to the campaign, the next stage we come to is bid, right? During the introductory session, I told you that whenever we run an ad on Google, there is a real-time auction, and all of us, all the different advertisers bid on a certain keyword. Now, this system was going on for a very long time when Google realized that it's very difficult for us as advertiser to keep bidding on each and every keyword. Let's say if we have multiple ad groups, multiple products, etc. And that's when came the time for automated bidding. Automated bidding is basically we let the algorithm, we let the machine learning decide the bid, right? So here, if you see, what do you want to focus on inside bits? There are multiple things. In general, this will always be selected at conversion, and you can see it is under recommended, right? What does this mean is Google wants you to focus on conversion. Pay as per a single conversion is what Google wants you to focus on, right? But here that does not make sense because, like I said, until we have the 50 to 80 conversion in a 30-day period, all of that aligned, this will not come into effect. In fact, we will keep on losing money over here. What this means is we are telling Google that, hey, I am giving you a certain budget, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 2000 bucks, 5000 bucks. Give me as much possible conversion in the budget possible. This is what we are trying to tell to Google by selecting conversion, right? So right now, because it does not understand a conversion, you give it any amount of money, it will not be able to give you conversions, right? And that is why we want to begin our journey with clicks. What does this mean is, I am giving you a certain set of budget. In that budget, give me maximum possible clicks. And we know this algorithm is designed for us to get clicks, right? So whenever there is an opportunity, wherever there is a chance that a customer might click from his past behavior, from what Google understands basis this person, our ads will appear. Now let me show you one example of that as well. Let's say, for example, I start searching for iPhone 16, right? Simple search. And here you will see these are all organic results, all organic results. I do not see ads anywhere. Okay, now this is really unfortunate. Let me just, without clicking anywhere, refresh again. And we are facing the same thing. Let me just give it one more shot. Now, because I've used this example multiple times now, guys, I am not seeing ads. Because while I teach, I keep giving this example. And because of that, it understands that this person is not going to click and eventually it stops showing me ads. So let's try another search. Let's try WhatsApp marketing software, right? And the first is or Zni CRM, there's MailChimp, there's Wati, there's Interact, right? So we have four of these people. I have not clicked anywhere, right? If I do this search again, right, I have begin and all the other ads are gone. So the minute Google understands that this person is not clicking, it completely changes the ad and it will stop showing your ad as an advertiser because we are focused on clicks. So if I'm not clicking, there's no point in showing the ad. That's why the ads went here for all of those folks. If I search again, I still have begin. Zim came back for some reason. Let me search again. There are no ads at all. So Google now realized that, hey, he's not clicking on any of the ads. Let's not show him as in the first place because it does not make sense. Then again, begin and Zin came in. Let me search again. And we can keep doing this and you will keep seeing different results all the time. After a certain break, Google will still try to push some ads to see if this person clicks. And then eventually, if I click, now let's say, for example, let me try this as well. What I'm going to do is let me search again, hoping to see an ad. Okay, I see an ad now. I click on an ad, right? And I spend a couple of seconds on the website. So now Google knows that, this person has sort of spent some time, etc., is doing something actually. Okay, okay. All right. And now let me come back here and let me use the same, but let me just open a new window and do this. And now you can see, I can see more ads again because I clicked on an ad. So while MailChimp was completely gone, because I wasn't clicking, it came back, right? So that's how this operates, right? This is how Google understands. And that's why we need to focus on clicks, right? I have again audited a lot of accounts over here, and I've understood that what people do is they focus on impression share, right? Now, let me first tell you what impression share means, and then I'll tell you why people select this, and then I'll tell you why it's wrong to select this. Impression share means what we are trying to tell is, let's say, for example, there are 100 searches happening, right? So, impression share means amongst this 100 search, how much ever times your ads show becomes your impression share, right? So, now let's say, for example, out of 100 searches, my ad is shown 80 times. So my impression share becomes 80%. It's always as a percentage, right? So this is what impression share means. Now, what is happening here? What we can do over here? It says that where do you want the result? Anywhere on the page, right? So anywhere, the first page, the second page, the top of the page, etc. And I can select that, hey, I want to show 100% times anywhere, and I am willing to pay whatever amount. Let's say, for example, I'm willing to pay $1,000 to get here. Similarly, you can select to be on the top of the result page. When I say top of the result page, if you see, if we were doing this exercise, I didn't scroll beyond the first few. I didn't come here really as much, right? So top of the page is the first 4 results, right? And that's what it says, top of the page, that I want to be on the top of the page. I want to be here 100% of the times. And let's say for this, I'm willing to pay $1,200. Or I can decide to be on the absolute top every time, which is number 1 position. And I want to be there 100% of the times. And I'm willing to pay, let's say, for example, $2,000 for the same, right? So I've seen a lot of brands do this thinking that, hey, every time we will show up number 1, 100% of the times. And I will definitely get what I want, and I'll definitely get that click that I'm gunning for. This doesn't really work like that, guys. You realize when Google understood that this person is not clicking anywhere, it actually stops showing ads as well. So if I focus on impression, the ads are gone because I am not clicking. I am not fulfilling a business objective, right? And why, according to Google, am I not filling a business objective? Because I am not clicking. But here we are changing the business objective to viewing an ad, impression. So here Google doesn't care if I click or not. It only cares if I see the ad or not, because that is what going to make the advertiser happy. That's what the advertiser wants. And because of that, our ads will be seen, our money will be gone, but we might not get clicks, guys. So our money is gone for impressions, for viewing an ad, not clicking an ad. And eventually I'm not getting out of it because nobody will click, nobody will come to my website, nobody will fill a form, nobody will purchase something. And that's why it's not a best practice to do this, right? I am going to teach you a trick where we can use this to our advantage in the optimization session. How to actually use this and use it in a way that we have got actually results in the past, right? But that is something that we will learn while we are doing optimization. Similarly, conversion is an objective that I will opt for once I have 50 to 80 conversions in a span of 30 days. That's when I would understand that Google understood. And then while selecting the type of campaign, I'll go for search. But when I'm doing an objective, I will either go for a sale or lead. And at that time, I will focus on conversions over here. So that now, because Google has understandings, it can give me more conversions, right? In some cases, people focus on conversion value as well. Conversion value is, let's say, for example, you have 50 items listed on your website, right? Each of the item have different prices, right? One could be $100, one could be 200, 500, $1,000. And I will tell Google that, hey, in a given period, I want to reach a higher value, right? I want to reach that value. So basis, it will, if it's 100, and let's say that value is 10,000, for example. So 100 item worth 100 will try to sell 100 of such items. Whereas a item worth 1,000, it will try to sell 10 of those items, but the value should reach 10,000. But again, that is a problem because determining the value, focusing on the value always becomes a concern. So it's best to stick to units. So unit of clicks or unit of conversions is the best. But whenever you are beginning, we always focus on clicks. It also says that, hey, do you want to bid on new customers separately? Please do not check this. Right now, we anyway don't have any customers and we don't want to bifurcate this. In fact, when we are doing audiences, etc., I'll create a negative list as well that we don't want to, in fact, target customers in most of our cases, right? Because what happens is it does not make sense to bid or to pay for our customers to see our ad again because they've already purchased something from us. So we, in fact, do not need this option at all. Why would we just think about bidding, right? So in this case, you will select clicks. Do not click any checkboxes over here and directly go to next, right? And in the next chapter, I'm going to walk you through what is Google Search Partner and Google Display Network, right? So see you in the next chapter, guys. All right. So in this particular chapter, we want to focus on two very important things. This is network. Guys, here I have wasted a lot of money, right? What happens is, guys, people don't understand the importance of this. People don't know what this is all about. And in general, Google says that this is recommended. In some cases, only there will be a checkbox here, but in some cases, there will be a checkbox here as well. And because of that, we end up using this because we feel, hey, Google is recommending this. Why are we not using it? And that's where the biggest problem comes out, guys. Here, trust me, it's a waste of money. So let me explain to you what is first Google Search Partner Networks. Google Search Partner Networks is basically all those companies which has been purchased by Google over the years, which behave like a search platform. Might not be as famous as Google, but you know how Google is, right? When it sees a competition and when it sees a competition growing, it will quickly capture that particular thing, right? So you can see your ads will appear on Google search results and on other Google search partners, right? And we can have a look as well that about search partners, and you will see there are some of the partners listed here. What are the search partners? Where will they be available? These are different kinds of searches that happen, right? And some of these partners are ask.com, etc., which Google has purchased over the years. But you can read about them here, right? Sorry, right? Now, here, guys, the problem is number one, I do not want people outside of Google searching or seeing my results. The most important thing why is historically we have observed that Google's search partner or these partner networks don't really give you conversions. They'll give you click. Everyone's searching, everyone's clicking. In fact, it's a very cheap click. If a click costs you, let's say $1 in Google Ads, that will cost you 10 cents or 10% of it, right? But at the end of the day, it's completely irrelevant and it's a waste of money. And that is why we do not want to focus on this. And I've spent thousands of rupees here just focusing on search partners and we've wasted that completely. And that is why I would recommend always keep this unchecked, right? All we want to tell Google is by unchecking this is, hey, I want to focus only on the Google platform. When somebody comes and searches and clicks and converts on Google is where my focus really is, right? So you're going to keep this Google search network unchecked. Similarly, what Google says is, hey, why not let's go for display as well, right? So Google has a Google display network as well, right? Where if you are on any blog, any other inventory, any article, website, newspaper, etc., which has a tie-up with Google, right? Your ads will show there as well. Now, this is an effective medium of marketing. It's actually effective, and we will learn how to use this when we learn Google display ads, etc. But guys, at this particular point in time, my focus is search ads. It's like if you purchase a phone, right? The seller will always pitch for you to purchase a phone cover as well. This is very similar to that. That Google knows that you are opting for a search. Let me quickly sell you an display as well. That along with search, we will show results on other platforms as well. We will do that separately, individually, but let's not club both these objectives together. And that is why, guys, we will always recommend to keep both of these things unchecked. Fair enough. So this is about campaign settings where you will uncheck both these. Like I said, these are those two settings where I have wasted lakhs and lakhs in rupees. So I would recommend you not to do that. Right? Now, in the next chapter, we are going to understand a little more about locations and how do we target locations, how do we exclude locations, and what are the tactics that we use to save money while targeting people. So, see you in the next chapter. All right, guys. So, in this particular chapter, we want to focus on location targeting, right? So, if you remember, we have unchecked partner network, we have unchecked Google Display Network, and the next option that you see is locations. By default, Google will focus on all the countries and territories. Of course, right? It is a global platform, it wants you to focus on the entire globe. But that is not something that we will focus on, guys, right? Because there are multiple problems in doing this, right? Even if we select this, you have to understand one thing, our budgets are always limited, right? Our languages are always different, right? India, US, all of these regions, of course, we use English, but European countries do not prefer English as much. Mexico, South America, all of these regions, Southeast Asia do not focus on English as much. So the biggest barrier that we have is English in itself. Also, there is a barrier of time zone, right? So in case you want to target or if you want to focus on the entire globe, my recommendation would be if you are targeting the entire globe, club it into group of geographies, right? Let's say, for example, Southeast Asian regions can be clubbed together, right? So here you have your Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Philippines, right? Everybody focusing on a similar time zone, right? Then Australia and New Zealand, which basically starts the first. We'll focus on Australia, so Australia and New Zealand. Your India, Sri Lanka, all of these countries can come down together. You can target Nepal, right? USA and Canada come together. European countries, you can have UK, Portugal, Spain, all of the other countries. Middle East, you can have Dubai, Oman, Saudi, etc. come together. And then finally, you can have African countries. Here you can have US, Canada, and Mexico as well. Right? So I have basically broken the globe down into places with similar time zones so that one big problem is solved. Now, let's say what happens is, guys, I have, let's say, for example, 5,000 bucks to spend, right? And this is my daily budget, right? This is what I want to spend in a day, right? 5,000 bucks in a day. Now, what happens is the day begins the first thing in Australia, New Zealand. So the majority of your budget, right, is going to go in ANZ, right? 60%-ish of the budget. Then your Southeast Asia begins. So here 160 is gone, another 20 will go here because Southeast Asia in general CPC is cheap. Then India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, this particular belt, you will spend another 10-15% of your budget or maybe more. Then your UK, US, sorry, not US, UK or Europe. Here, in fact, Middle East will also open before that. So by the time you come here, now your budget is exhausted. And for African nations, for Americas, for Mexico, there will be no budget left because the budget has been exhausted here. That is why a good practice is basically whatever, if I have a budget of, let's say, 5,000 bucks, if I have this budget of 5,000 bucks, a very good practice for me is to split the budget as per region, right? And when you start running ads, now guys, you also understand the CPC trends. Like Southeast Asia has the lowest CPC, right? So out of 5,000 bucks, let's say for example, I give 10% budget only here. per day. Australia, New Zealand has a very decent CPC. So let's say, for example, but again, these areas are small, so I'll also give them 500. So out of 5,000 bucks, 1,000 bucks is gone here. India is decent with CPC, good in size as well. Let me give it about 1,000 bucks. US, Canada, Mexico, I can ease. So this is 2,000 bucks. I can easily give 1,500 bucks here. Right. So now I've spent 1,000, 2,000, 3,500, and I have left with another 1,500 bucks. So I can split 500 over here, 500 over here, 500 over here. Right. Considering the CPC. CPC here is also slightly higher. Right. So you can make this 6, 700 and take some down from all of these locations. Right. But this is how you design. So in fact, basis location, this is going to be my campaign 1, campaign 2, campaign 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. So I will have 7 campaigns basis the location. That is why, if you remember, guys, when I was teaching you nomenclature as well, there was a section of geography. So we were doing US, we were doing India, we were doing all these particular locations. This was the reason why we are doing it, right? Cool. I hope this makes sense, right? There are other ways as well. So let's say, for example, if you want to enter another location, you can include the location here as well. So if you want to select a specific country, I don't want to target entire Europe, right? So I can just select a few countries. Now, let's say, for example, if you're focusing on USA, but I do not want to target the entire USA, I only want to focus on the West Coast or the East Coast, right? In that case, I can put in specific countries as well. So let's say, for example, I only want to focus on Washington. So that can be done, right? If I want to focus on, let's say, just New York, that can be done, or Washington and New York. So I can select Washington here and click on include, and I can just do, right? So basically now I can focus on states as well, right? Inside Washington or inside New York, if you want to focus on a specific city, like Newark, right? So that can also be done. So Newark, New Jersey, United States, I can also include a city as well, right? So basis this, you can select individual locations. You can select towns, cities, small areas. As a matter of fact, guys, you can go for pin codes or zip codes as well. So if my zip code where I currently reside is this, right? So you can see and you can include this. If you want to exclude a specific zip code, you can exclude that as well. If you want to select a zip code and have some nearby areas around it, you can do that as well, right? But this is what all of this focuses on, right? So you can go from a country or a group of countries to an individual country, to a state, to a city, to a town, to a district, to a zip code, and you can select and target any place, right? It also depends on the kind of service, guys. If I have a very local service, right, I service one or a few areas, it's good to start zip code wise. If I service a specific town, district, or a state or a city, focus on that, then a state, then a country, right? Always understand why are we getting so many options and how should we select these options. Google focuses on relevancy, right? So if I am servicing a small area, it's always good to go with pin code, because what will happen is Google wants to give the customers the most relevant product, right? If it is an ad, if it is an organic search, it has to be relevant. If I specifically service a very small zip code or a pin code, so if this is a zip, right, and this is a small area that I focus on, right, versus a competitor who's focusing on a large area, Google will feel, hey, this is, let's say, B, and this is where we are A here, competitor A. We focus on this area. B focuses on this entire area, and of course, this area is a part of it. But what will Google understand? If other things are same, if everything is same, of course, if B has a better ad quality, better website, etc., all the factors of quality score are covered, etc., that's a different story. But if we are doing B completely, like B is doing complete area and we are just focusing on this particular area, what will Google feel is that if this person is focusing on this area, A is more relevant to this area. So all the ad searches coming from this area, na, your A's ads will be shown more or higher versus B because relevancy is built. So if you are a local service, you need to focus on a locality. In any case, we want to focus on locality, but if I cater to an entire city or an entire state, I can't keep putting individual locality. It will not make sense. That's when I can focus on an entire state or a country or a region, that is okay. But if you are someone who is a local dentist, a local vendor, a local store, person who provides service in and around a locality, always go with the pin code that will give you the most possible results. Fair? And the last thing that we need to understand over here is in this option, which is hidden down below. This option talks about location option, which says that, hey, Google is saying, I will show your ads for people who are present or interested or regularly in or who have shown interest in your location. And it says recommendation. So when I say I'm targeting a certain specific location, what Google is saying here is people who not just live in that location, somebody who's traveling to that location, somebody who has interest in that location, or somebody who has visiting that particular location. No, I will show your ads to them as well. Never go with this option, guys. Always select the second one, that people in or regularly in my target location. What I'm trying to say over here is that if they are in my location or they are regularly in my location, only then show my ads. If they are interested, not interested, I'm not focusing on that right now. Right? So this is what he talks about this, and always, and a lot of times this gets ignored because it's hidden over here. So you won't be able to even see it or you will ignore it easily. So always pay specific focus here. Trust me, guys, you will get clicks from a lot of irrelevant region, and because you might not be able to service. I am selecting a location here due to some reason, right? So if I select Washington over here, I've selected Washington DC because I can service Washington DC. Here, if somebody frequently travels to Washington DC and they see my ad, they might click it as well because they feel the service is relevant. But if they realize I cannot focus or if I cannot deliver the service outside of Washington, it's going to be a problem for us, right? So it's best not to show them ads in the first place. And finally, a slight extension to location, but not relevant to, is language. For each and every campaign, you will only select one language, right? There are thousands of language here. You can select all those languages, basis where you're showing your ads, basis the region, the locality, the focus, etc. But if let's say you decide to go for Spanish, English and Spanish cannot go together. So you will only select Spanish and all your ads will be in Spanish itself. If you decide to go with English, all your ads will only be in English and you will cater that and that crowd alone. Cool. So this is all about location. In the next chapter, we're going to discuss about audiences. So see you there. All right, guys. So as discussed, we will be speaking about audiences in this particular chapter. Now, what is audiences and what is audience segmentation? So let's first open this. Again, I have seen a lot of brands ignore this particular area, right? According to me, it's very important and it's absolutely something that you cannot ignore, right? What are these audiences now? Now, over the years, what happens is, basis on our activity when we are using a Google product, because we are almost signed in on a Gmail or any of other Google products somewhere. Like we have an Android app store, we have Gmail, we have any payment apps from Google, Google Maps, etc., etc. Google has a lot of information about us. What we do on our desktop, what we do on our phone, which version of the phone that is, are you using a specific service provider? Are you on Wi-Fi? What is the latest update in your operating system? Everything is something that Google is aware about. Beyond that, it is also aware about your activities. So what it does is, on a very regular basis, it does one thing which is keeps on bucketing you. right? It keeps on bucketing you. It keeps forming buckets, right? So anybody searching for your keyword, right? Let's say, for example, in this case, somebody searching for Google Ads consultation, right? Hello. Huh. Yeah. I'll just revert to you in 5 minutes. I'm in between something, but you send it across. I have the phone on me only. अरे यार, that Abhinav is also eating my head. That's why I just sent it across. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Okay. So if your customer is searching for a certain keyword that you're trying to use, right? What happens is each of these customers are inside a separate bucket. With this particular feature in audience, we get a benefit that if, let's say, somebody searches for, let's say, simple Google Ads consultation, right? And there are 50 people searching for this. And they click, they come to my website, etc. Every of that story happens in the backend. Google keeps identifying, updating, sharing the categories that they belong to. So maybe this person might be interested in technology. You never know, it could be anything. This person is interested in a software. This could be interested in a football, right? This person could be interested in movies. And they would have multiple interests, not just one, like other two, three other interests. These could be common amongst each other. Whatever it is, now we get an idea. So of these 50 people, let's say assume 25 people are here, 10 people are here. This is 35, and another 10 people are here, 45, and 5 are here. Right? So now we know that 25 people, 50% of your audiences are in the tech section. So later on, when we want to do YouTube ads, display ads, now we can focus on everybody, thousands of people who are in the interested in tech, because now I know that a lot of people interested in tech are interested in my services. So we can target them like that, right? So it's a reverse functionality basically. And right now, if you can see here, it is on observation. So right now it is just giving us a count. So when somebody comes to our website, it will keep marking that, okay, 10 people from tech came to the website, 30 people from sports came to your website, etc. Right? So it just keeps giving an idea, and it's on observation. It does not cost any money, it does not cost us anything. And that's why it's a good idea to focus on this particular thing, right? And in this case, when we begin with this, it's you can just keep on searching for certain options. So let's say, for example, try to keep it as relevant to your business, right? So if, let's say, for example, anybody is interested in consultation, so we don't have consultation or consult, no, but these people could be interested in business, sales and marketing. Uh, Let me see if, yeah, so advertising, business productivity, business services, all of them come into the business and tech, industrial products, email marketing service, CRM, right? So you can identify these are looking for an enterprise software, right? Pay any payroll services, right? So these are different things that you can keep searching for basis your business and try to find. So if anybody is a part of these services that we are selecting here, now Google will give us an intimation about that. And tomorrow, if you want to, so now we know that majority, let's say, are interested in email marketing service, are using my consultation, right? Let's see if we have Google, won't be that specific, yeah. But see, SEO and SEM services, advertise and marketing services, right? So if they're looking for a consultation and we see a lot of people from these buckets, we can target this entire bucket and get more customers out of here. And that is very cheap to do, right? And then again, we don't have to fight for search. It's not like they're searching. They could be doing anything, but they will start seeing our ads because we feel this bucket is very important to us, right? And that's why we need to keep selecting this. For now, when you are beginning, always ensure that you have kept it under observation. Do not go on targeting. The next time, after we have decent conversion, after we know which of these work better, we can select only the better ones, remove the unwanted ones like this by this cross, and then focus on targeting and only run ads on these guys. Whoever fall in this bucket and search or maybe see an ad or we will show them display or a YouTube ad, only focus on these people in this particular bucket is something that we will do, right? So again, audience segment, a very, very important section that we must not ignore. Cool. So in the next chapter, we will look on how we have AI ads, but we will not be using AI ads right away. And then we will be focusing on the keywords that we've generated and how to go about with the keyword, etc. So see you in the next chapter. All right, guys. So in this chapter, after we've done with our audience, we will focus on the next part, right? Which is AI Max. So AI Max is something which is recently introduced in the second half of 2025 by Google, which talks about complete AI optimization. What it says is here, the minute I select AI optimization and I just switch this on, it is saying that your landing pages where you send your customers or prospects, your keywords, your ads, everything will be taken over and modified with the help of AI. Please understand, guys, right now it's in the beta stage, right? What this means is it's set out for customers for learning. It does not guarantee any results. It will learn and make itself better from time and again, right? And that is why, guys, I choose to ignore this particular thing. So always keep this turned off. Let the learning come to Google with other customers. Let's not us invest in learning, etc. We will do stuff manually for now. All right. So all I need to do is click next. Again, it will ask me to generate keyword and assets with the help of AI, but we've taken a lot of effort, if you remember in the beginning, identify the keyword, sorting the keyword, writing contextual ad copies, headlines, descriptions, etc. for those keywords. So we've practically taken a lot of effort, so we are not going to focus on that. So I will focus on doing the manual effort that we did, right? So right now, guys, we are done with the campaign level, which was the first level that I discussed with you. Now, if you can see on the left, we are in the ad group level and it also says ad group one, right? So this is your first of the menu ad groups and it will ask you to enter keywords. It will ask you to enter your ads, etc. And our objective is to make these ads as the most amazing ads out there, right? So again, luckily for us, we've done all these exercises, so we don't have to sit and look for our keywords now, not think on which are the best performing keywords, etc. So I'm not going to do that anymore. So what we will directly begin with is entering the keywords, right? So here I have done a similar exercise what we discussed, and I have created a couple of things for the consultation business, and you can see my keywords are bifurcated into people interested in digital marketing as a whole service, interested in Facebook ads, very specific, Google specific, and there is SEO specific. There's one competitor right now, but we look at some more competitors as well. But right now I want to begin with my first ad group, which is digital marketing as ad group. So I'm going to come here, name this ad group as digital marketing, right? So all the keywords inside this ad group are going to be pertaining to digital marketing only. I'm going to pick all these keywords and paste it, right? We have discussed match types as well. Now I can go and manually give inverted quotes to these and make all of these as phrase matches, or I can just go to this match type tool. So you'll open keyword match type tool. All you need to do is paste all your keywords here. One per line is what it says. We want phrase match. Make your keyword list, copy the keywords. Come here, remove this and replace with the one with the code. So just like that, through this one tool, which is keyword match type tool, I have modified all the keywords into phrase match, right? And right now it is giving me weekly estimates that this is 138 clicks is what we get. 183 is the average CPC right now, and this is what we'll spend. Now, these numbers won't be 100% accurate because it does not know that we are going to write super contextual ads, right? And that is why it will give me a separate number right now. But eventually, your number is going to be much better. Your CPC is going to be much lower. Your CTR is going to be much higher. And at the end, CPC is lower, CTR is higher. So we will end up spending less in general. Cool. So now we come to the final part, which is writing our ad copy. The first thing we need to do while writing our ad copy is put the URL, the landing page of our business, right? So now what I have is a test account, and that's why I do not have a specific landing page. But I think we've spent enough and more time discussing the landing page, the importance of a landing page, etc. So we will focus on the landing page over here, and that is what we will share. Then comes display path. Display path is basically what keyword Google means is where do you think or what we want to show as the customers would go. So now here, keep looking at the screen as well simultaneously. You will see that you see the website name over here. But if I say, let's say for example, digital marketing, but that didn't come up because the character limit is 15. So digital marketing and then consultant will not come. So it's okay because anyway, our keyword focus is digital marketing. Yeah? So here now, if you see the URL has, and let me just zoom in a little as well for your clarity. This has become digital marketing, right? So now when somebody sees this, they quickly get a relevance that, hey, this is actually taking me to a digital marketing page. And that's why this is just for a show. It's not like I've created a new URL, etc. It's still going to land on this page itself. But to show or to give a better feel, we are doing this particular thing that the URL is being updated as digital marketing, right? So this is called as a display path. And now, as suggested, what we are going to do is start pasting all the headlines, headlines 2, headline 3 that we have that we've built as per the rules that we have. So all of those are here. So headline 1 predominantly is your keyword, right? So I can just make this slightly better. Number 1, digital marketing service. I will just make this number 1 instead of digital online. Or let me just make this, right? Consultant service, best ads specialist. So it has ad specialist as a keyword. It has digital marketing expert, right? Best ads expert. And now if you can see here, it is giving me checkboxes. So I'll just click on more. And whatever keywords I've covered in my headline one, it is giving me a checkbox, right? And here also, this has become half, which was completely empty. Our ad strength was 0. Now at least it has come down to poor, right? Let me just add a few more. So digital marketing service, I think, has been done before. Yes, it's saying it's done before. So instead of number one, let's go for best digital marketing service. That is not done before. Number one consultancy, I think not done before. Right? It is still showing me keyword is incomplete. So maybe I digital strategy consultant is missing. So I just need to click on more ideas and whatever is not picked, digital marketing consultant near me, digital marketing expert near me, and digital strategy consultant. So I'm just gonna use this instead of this. Online marketing anyway is not a keyword. So let's just do best. Now this is gone to 32. So best will not come here. So I can just take this and make this number one. Uh-huh. Okay. It's not giving me the hashtag. I'll just pick it from the top. Cool. And now in a while we will see, because now this has predominantly picked up, we will get some better scores on popular keywords. If not, we will add one or more keywords. So consultant is picked. Just two keyword left: digital marketing consultant, digital marketing expert near me. So I can just hitting. I just do this. Maybe it should work. Okay, it's not worked here. So ads. Let me try this if this works. If not, we will circle back to the near me ones. Meanwhile, let's pick our headline two now, because we have written a lot of all the headline ones, right? So headline two is ranked number one in the industry. So pick that. So this becomes a USP, 10 years of experience, pick that. Uh, Proven 10x in ROI, let's pick that. And 500 plus happy clients, let's pick that. And then we can easily move to start growing today, get your free or claim your free consultation. Makes sense. So it's a free consultation. Get your free strategy today, again makes sense. And schedule a free call, because claim, start growing today. Let's give them one which is slightly outcome driven. Right, so here we can clearly see the ad has now become good. The only problem that they can see is that we do not have popular keywords, and these are these keywords. Expert near me. Now, of course, I can't put all these particular stuff because the length is going to be a lot. Digital marketing consultant near me, expert near me. So let me try to play something here. Let me see if this or let's see. Will this help or not? Let's try and see this. Uh-huh. Yes. So marketing expert near you is something that we can use and get that particular score out. Cool. Now you can see, because we used our strategy, which was headline one is a keyword, headline two is a USP, headline two, three is a CTA. You can see with this, Google has given us an excellent score, which is the best. We have got all the check marks. The only check mark is for a description, which we are yet to add, right? So I'm gonna come down here where you see descriptions, and you have a place to put four descriptions. So we are ranked number 1, which is your description 1. And then we have 10 years of experience and whatnot, which is your number 2. 500 plus is number 3. And just like that, I already have all the check boxes, right? All the check boxes already there. And now if you see, this ad looks perfect. Best digital marketing service, start growing today. Best digital marketing services, right? Best ad specialist, start growing today. We are ranked number 1 in digital marketing consultant, let's grow, etc. And this is, guys, how this made your life so easy. Otherwise, guys, if we do not do this exercise, which we spent so much time with the research and everything, we will not have gotten this particular outcome. And that is why we need to do that exercise first, right? And then lastly, we will add business name and logo so you can directly get access, right? If your website is listed, you have Google My Business, etc., you can directly claim access to that particular thing. But this is something that we will do later on, where we are doing the verification of our business, right? Now, in the next chapter, guys, I am going to be talking about something very important, which are called as extensions, right? So let's talk about extensions in the next class. And by that time, we will, after extensions, we would have done our Google Ads and we would have finished launching and creating our first Google Ads campaign. So see you in the next module, guys. Bye-bye. Hey guys, welcome back. So this particular module is focusing on something very important, something which we call as extensions, right? Extensions, as the name suggests, extends your ad, right? It serves two important purposes. First is it makes your ad more clickable because of the additional information that it provides. And second, it takes up inventory, it takes up space, right? So what it does is basically it covers more area of your screen so that the next ad does not necessarily show up, right? And because of these two reasons, it is one of the most important thing. It helps you get a better CTR, which is the ratio between clicks and impressions improves because of this particular exercise, right? So let's just see how it works and what is it all about. So the first extension that you can see on the screen is site link. Second is called as a call out. And then there are more types of extensions. These are the two main extensions, but there are others like promotion, price, call extension. There is something called as a structured snippet, something called as a lead form, and finally something called as an app extension, right? Now, if you keep running ads and if your business is focused on leads, Google understands that and it allows you one more extension later on, which is called as a message extension, which is basically your WhatsApp extension, right? So here, basically, along with your ad, there will be a button which only appears on the phone that somebody can click and send you a WhatsApp message. But again, because it has to have a tie-up with WhatsApp for that, which incurs costs and whatnot, that's why it's an optional thing and it comes off after you've spent a lot of money on ads and after Google realizes that yes, you are very strongly gunning for leads. And that's why giving you that extension is important, right? So now each of these chapters in this particular module are going to be focused on each and every extension. So let's begin with cycling extensions. First is, guys, let me show you how a cycling extension looks. So again, let's do a search CRM software. Perfect. So now, guys, luckily we got it in the first go itself. So first ad is from Zoho. And now you can see this is the headline 1. This is your headline 2. This is, we usually share 4 descriptions. It is showing right now 1 of the description. All these below are sitelinks. Sitelinks means that I can send my customer to a specific page. So first look at this. The minute I see this ad, I look for a CRM software. It's a powerful CRM software with a free support, etc., which is a good ad. But if I want to understand, hey, what's the price? So here, if I go to this page, I will land up to the home page or the landing page. India's favorite CRM software, etc., etc. And it gives you all of these stuff right here, right now. right? It does all of these things for you, and you can see this very clearly, and it is giving you a price comparison as well. All of this stuff is here, but here, if I click on pricing, right, I am actually going to a page with sensational software, sensible price, free trial, minimum, etc., etc., etc. Right? It is taking me directly to a pricing page versus everlasting customer relation, etc., whatever the page is. Similarly, CRM for every business, integration, sign up. So every place that I go is a separate page, right? So if I have to, let's say, for a search for best, let's try this if you're getting an ad for this. Not really. Let me go for a specific car. Second hand Mercedes. Okay, I'm not getting a car. Let's say I'm searching for BMW X5. All right. All right. So I got a car, an ad from BMW. You can see BMW, etc. You're getting the location and everything. And here, again, inside an ad, when you see this, right, it's a site link. Now you can see offer, mileage, features. So if I directly want to understand the features of an X5, I'll get this. If I want to understand that what is the rate of interest I will get to purchase the car, I can directly go here, the nearest dealership, an authorized dealership, or to book a test drive, right? So here it is basically navigating or giving you the exact place you want to go to instead of going to the website. So let's say if I want to book a test drive, if that is my intention, I can directly click over here, right? Versus this. So if I click here, this is the landing page, right? It will talk to me more about the car. So this is the car, what it does, etc., etc., designs, etc., everything. But here the focus is a test drive, right? So it's basically book a test drive, starting price, all of these things combined here. And that is why, guys, cyclings are very important. Also, the second reason, so of course, this makes it more clickable. I can go and identify the rate, the dealership, the test drive. Secondly, if you can see, this is my page and it's taking up an entire page. I cannot even see the second ad, right? Whereas, let's just give a search. Maybe this ad will go away. I still have some, but yeah, let's see the second ad, right? Again, oh, it's from the same brand. Let's do something else. Oh, this is a different brand. Sorry. Here now, can you see because it did not, it just has one sighting. Because it does not have the sighting in the best way, I can see the second ad, which is a direct competitor. But in this case, that was not the case, right? And that is why we should focus on sightlinks. How do you identify a sightling? Is sightling, guys, is links, specific links like this, but they are clickable. They are blue. So anything on an ad is clickable. So I can click here and go somewhere, but I cannot click. So my headline is clickable, but my description is not. This is again a location extension, which is slightly separate. We'll come down to that. But this is clickable. But all of these other details is not. This is timing, etc. You're getting. Call button is clickable and the cycling is clickable. So anything blue is clickable. So cyclings also are clickable, right? So our job is to create such amazing, let me just keep this open here. Yeah, our job is to create such amazing, such interesting site links. Cool. So to create these site links, all I need to do is come here, right? And I have to identify specific pages on my website where I want to send people. Now, because this is a testing website, it's not designed to have all of these things, but as much as we can, we will create this, right? So first is my landing page, the home page, which is already used in ads. So there's no point using it again. Now, let's say, for example, if somebody wants to read about me, right? So this is the about section. This talks about meet Mihir Shah, who's a marketing innovator, 15 years of service, etc. Right? And you can do all of, see all these details about me over here. You can see where to reach out to me at, right? And there are all of these details here. So this can become my site link. So I just click on the plus sign here, right? And it says cycling is, and I have to give what is this cycling about. So when somebody seeing number one digital marketing service or number one consultant, you can say about my name, right? or I can just also say instead of about, meet Mihir Shah, right? And then there are two descriptions, right? Let's come to that a little while later. But then what we want to do is give people this link, right? The about page link to come down to. So the minute, can you see meet Mihir Shah? So the minute they click here, so now they're seeing this ad that talks about number one marketing service. If they want to understand why is this person, right? So they can just click on meet Mihir Shah and they can just come down and see why am I saying that I'm the one number one in digital marketing service and whatnot. Description guys are here. Can you see BMW X5M price, Mumbai offer mileage, drive home, a special ROI, etc. So here basically it adds more about this particular person, right? So here you will not see a description when these links are horizontal like this, but if it is vertical like this, you will see a description, right? So we need to add a description which basically talks about something that is available on that page. So CY or meet Mihir, or let's say 15 years marketing. If I have enough space for digital, I can add that, but right now I do not. So 15 years of experience in marketing, right? And worked in B2B, B2C, and B domains. Yeah. So I can just speak like this as well. And that's your first cycling, which is done, right? Now, second, somebody would want to, let's say, read a blog, right? So I can just come here, add a new site link. Sorry, this is the link. So it goes in the URL. Read blogs by Mir. Yeah. And then I can maybe in this case mention a couple of blogs that are available, right? Let's say now these are all demo, like I said, but 10 ways to make this is going overboard. This is going beyond profitable. So I'm just removing ads. So Google profitable. Uh, ads best. Yeah. And finally, let's say I have a contact page here, which again I feel is important. So I can just send folks to the contact us page where there is a form and they can reach out to me. Right. So here I can just say, oh, sorry, here is the link. And I can just say, so if somebody does not want to go through the entire page and directly, just contact us. Right. So just contact us, meet or book the call, email to get a free brand audit, right? And I can just click on create. So ideally, 4 is a good number. Now I don't have enough space, but you can create up to 10. But here now, if you see my ad, additionally to all of these things, you can see meet Mihir Shah, contact us, right? They can show one site link, they might show two site link. Maximum, they show 4 site links. And the maximum available site links that you can create is 10. And you will see some different versions of this particular ad, right? So read the blog, meet me here. You can see these 2 site links, right? You can see all of this here, right, guys? So this is how you create an effective cycling extension. The idea is to create specific pages and send people here. And to give you certain examples, right? Now here, let's take BMW as an example. They've specifically spoken about ROI, near edge dealership. So it's not like they had pages and they just added pages. They specifically created these pages. where they could send. So if you are a brand, you want to gain business or you want to sell something, right? You can just create some podcast, upload it on a page, and you can just say that, visit our podcast, which basically makes more sense and gives more value to you as a person or content, right? So you make such specific pages, add them as site links, which can be used in ads. Cool. So this is all about site links. In the next chapter, guys, we are going to talk about call out extensions. So see you then. All right. So, hey guys. So, in this chapter, we will understand call out extensions. Call out, as the name suggests, is calling something out, right? Here, we basically talk about any specific USP, any specific service that we have, right? We call that out. Now, just to show you a call out extension, let me just get rid of these other extensions, right? So, call out. It's a non-clickable extension. Unlike cycling, you cannot click, but it talks about free shipping, 24/7 service, price matching, right? So it's not just your USP, but it helps a customer take a purchase decision. That why do I go with you? Of course, we've read it in the description, in the headline too, etc. But if you want to see a list of callouts, highlights in detail, right? That's when you want to add this. Again, it does, if you see, you have a headline, you have a second headline, you have descriptions. Beyond that, you get extra lines. So as much as extra inventory we get from Google for free, I mean, it's a good thing, right? And all of these extensions are absolutely free, right? So this becomes your call out, right? So call out is basically calling out the good things that we give, right? Now, let's say, for example, I am providing a free consultation. So this is a call out, right? Like 24/7 service, free consultation, right? Download ebook, right? If you have a very specific ebook or just I can have something, see case studies, right? So again, something specific which is highlighting my business, saying why am I different, why am I unique, right? So read, in fact, not see, it should be read case studies or read stories. So let's read success stories, right? Download a specific ebook, or let's say, for example, download ad or calculator. Now this went beyond, so download, get the, this also went outboard. So get budget calculator, right? Let's ignore free, right? And this is how I am calling out a specific thing that I'm giving, which will help you make a decision, right? And like that, also here you need to add four. So let me put one more, which could be a good enough call out is over 500 customers, right? So these are those four call outs. I can add more as well, add call out, add call out. You can see I can go up to 10, but four will show. And if you add 10, it will keep shuffling and show the most relevant one, right? So it's good practice to add all and just save it. You can see all of this. If I don't want something here, I can just uncheck this so it will go away from the right, check it so it will come back. Yeah, and just click on apply. So now all the callouts are added. Now, guys, see, again, it is completely as per the Google algorithm as to what kind of callout will show, or what kind of site links, oh, sorry, what kind of extensions will show. It might show a site link and a callout, or a site link and a call, or a callout and something else. It could play basis whatever it feels is right, right? So that we do not have control. Ideally, what happens is, as a customer, if I am used to seeing a cycling extension and clicking and doing something about it, I will see more of cycling extensions. Right? So Google, like I said, always works on relevancy. So if it feels that this particular customer is seeing cycling and engaging with cyclings, let him show more of cyclings. and similarly the other ones. Cool. So that's how call out, etc. will show. Beyond that, we have some other extensions. So first is promotion. So let's say, for example, if there is any festive season around the corner, so you can select the occasion. There's a list of occasions. So one is none that you do not want it, but back to school, Black Friday, Boxing Day, Carnival, Chinese New Year, Christmas, Cyber Monday, Diwali, Easter, Eid, end of season. So let's say I'm going for end of season sale, and I can determine the currency that I want this offer to be in. So let's say I want to pick USD right now. Is it a monetary discount or a percentage discount or up to monetary or up to percentage? So let's say, for example, if I'm giving a flat $19 off. So you will see end of season $19 off, right? Similarly, if I want to go percentage, so it will give me end of season flat 20% off. Similarly, here you can talk about up to $19 off or up to 50% off, right? So you can say that highest is the 50% off that you will get. And then you have to give on what. So I can say on uh, on. Actually, we are giving free consultations. Again, 20% off on consultation should not be the case. On Facebook ads, right? And I can't write expert, etc. right now. So on Facebook ads, right? And then it has to be associated with a discount page as well, right? So I don't have a discount page as of now. We do not have a free consultation page as well. So I'm just going to put my contact us page, but there has to be a page that talks about this particular discount over there, right? And then if you want to add a promo code, right? So on you can either put on order over, right? So you can put that as well, or you can just put a promo code, right? And you can mention the promo code that you want to use. So let's say, for example, Facebook ads 20, yeah, FA20 or just FB20 or IG20, whatever. So on FB20, you will see. So once you see more and more descriptions, then it will keep coming here. If you want to run this continuously, you can do that, or you can select an end date as well that, hey, start it wherever, but I want to end this. Let's say, for example, on this calendar, I can see August right now on 31st August, right? So this automatically, this extension will stop showing on the 31st of August and save, right? And similarly, now if you have another one, so if I want to plan my entire calendar, right? I want to do Boxing Day, I want to do Diwali in India, I want to do Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I can just keep on selecting new promotion and keep it start and end day, like we saw right now, and all the promotions will be there. Cool. And finally, we click on apply. So this is how we set up a promotion extension. Cool. So in the next chapter, we will look at the price extension. Hey guys, so this particular extension, price extension, talks about directly if we are giving any monetary or price related offers, right? So let's say, for example, what sort of offer that is. So you can see your ad, language is English. You can select if it is a brand, a event, a location, neighborhood, right? So what type of, where you are giving? Are you giving an offer on a certain neighborhood or a certain product or a certain location? So price for this location. So I'm just, in this case, we are in the service industry. So I'm going to keep a service. You can have a qualifier, again, no qualifier, from, up to, average, etc. Let's stick with no qualifier for now, right? So first is your price head. So let's say, for example, Facebook ads consultation, right? So you can see Facebook ads consultation, and I am going to give it at, let's say, for example, $19, right? And you can determine the unit as well. So is it per hour, per day, per week. Let's say, for example, $19 per month, I will give you a Facebook ad consultation, right? You have to give a short description as well. So let's say, for example, Facebook ad. Okay, it's just 25. So advanced consult, right? Because I don't have space, I'm just going to mention consult. All right, and then again, you have a final URL. So I don't have any specific to Facebook ads. So I'm just going to put my contact. And if you have a separate page for mobile, right? So you can put a mobile URL as well, right? So this is your one asset. Similarly, I can create the second, my price asset is for, let's say, for example, Google ads. So again, the header, instead of Facebook ad consultation, I'm going to give a Google ads consultation. And we are going to price it, let's say, for example, at $20. And again, now I don't have space to add Google here. So I'm just going to say ads advanced or advanced ads consultation, and same final URL for mobile and for desktop or any other. And like that, I can create more, just like them, 10 more price extension. And this is how it will continue to appear. Facebook ads, Google ads, all of this will keep on appearing. And then finally hit save. Once you click save and it's been accepted, it's not accepting right now. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, at least 3 price assets, right? So let's say add one more. So here it is, digital marketing consultation. Let me just first put the URL. And I'm gonna price complete digital marketing consultation at, let's say, $50 per month. And yep, advanced ads consultant. Now I can save this. And this is how it will look, right? So you can keep swiping. So this is more like a shopping feature, which is very successful, with Facebook, etc. is now something that is coming up, which is more descriptive, more visible, etc. So this, my friends, is the price extension. In the next class, we will look into call extensions. Hey guys, welcome back. So in this chapter, we will look at call extensions. Call extension, guys, is pretty simple. All you need to do is have people call you. So let's say, for example, now I am based out of India. So I will just put my location, India, right? And just put your phone number here, right? And just keep this as it is. Use account setting, call only as, and save it. As simple as that. If you have multiple numbers, you can add multiple numbers. But the benefit of this is you can directly get calls from here now. So people using mobile phones, right, can directly click on this ad. They see, okay, I want this service, I want this consultant. They see the number, they click, they call, they speak to you directly, right? It completely eradicates all these different steps where you have to go on a website, search for information, then send a email or fill up a form, etc. Directly with one click, you start getting calls, and this actually works really well, right? Especially guys for services which are nearby service, like a dentist, like a plumber, if I'm looking for a doctor nearby, right? All of these nearby related services, right, work amazingly well when you put it with a call ad extension. Right, so this is about call extension, guys. In the next class, I will be walking you through structured snippets. See you there. Hey, welcome back. So in this class, we will be speaking about structured snippet. Structured snippet, guys, is the kind of services that we offer, right? So let's look into this. It's basically a list or an array of service. So if we want to show someone what are the things that I can offer, So it says number one marketing service, a strategy consultant. But what if I have to double click on this? What is it? It's being provided. This is structured snippet. Now, structured snippet, guys, is not clickable. Unlike your snippet, unlike your call ads, this is a non-clickable extension, right? So here you will put your language, you have to say a header. So what are your headers? So like if I am giving you something like a residential apartment or a hotel, etc. So I can talk about the different amenities that you have, like a resort, etc. So I can talk about amenities. If I'm a house of brands where I have multiple brands, so all these different values can be the brands. So I work with Nike and Converse and all of these things. If I'm offering courses, I can just select courses and I can talk about Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. So courses, in my case, also courses okay, even if it's not directly courses, but it's a way of segmenting stuff. If they're a degree program, if you're a travel or a flight booking websites or destinations, if you are a group of hotels and each hotel is placed in different locations or different countries, so I can mention that. Insurance coverage, if you are a car brand, a mobile phone brand, a laptop brand, all of things that have different models. If I'm selling something like a house rental property and it's in a neighborhood, if there is a service that I offer, so the catalog of all the service that I offered and shows, right? So in my case, more than course, because I don't teach, I can still put this under course. Uh, but what I'm promoting is not teaching, I'm promoting service. So I can see here, you can see some examples as well. Oil change, smoke check, right? So it's a car repair service. So I can say face, let me start with Google. Right? Again, you want to give everything under 25 characters. At least put 4 here, right? And ad service remains the same, but let's say, for example, Facebook ad service, and then you have digital marketing. Let me just remove ads. So digital marketing service, and let's say, for example, B2B service, right? And now over here, you can see I have my all my service in the service catalog are listed here. So Google Ads. So basically, it's adding to description. See, guys, here now we have decoded the right way to write a certain description. But I've seen a lot of brands still don't, and Google wants to make everyone better, everyone competitive. And that's why it is giving this additional service like a snippet, where you can actually add these snippet docs and you can see this is one is selected. If there are multiple, you'll see all of these on the top here. Right now, this one is selected, I can save it, and my snippets are here. Right? So if somebody does not have the right habit to write the right ads, etc., snippets basically help them. Now, what we are doing is we are making it much more better because we have great descriptions, etc. Plus, we add all of these things as well, right? So our ads becomes more perfect, right? And now we are down to last two extension, guys. So there's a lead form extension and an app extension. I'll cover both these extensions in the next chapter. Cool. So see you in the next class. Hey guys, so this class is focused on lead form extension. So Google realized that Facebook saw amazing success with lead forms. So if you guys have ever done Google Ads or if you have ever engaged with the Google Ads, the majority of ads is when you see an ad, you can click on the ad, a form opens, and there are multiple things that you can do. So sometimes there are details that just hit the submit button. Sometimes these forms takes you through multiple steps, right? And sometimes right now they've recently started, and if you enter a mobile number, you can generate an OTP, which makes it like more gated and more important, etc. All of these stuffs are available, right? Seeing that success, Google also started with something which is forms, right? So it's basically, if I just show you lead form extension, so this appears like this at the bottom. Now this is, yeah, I think this is a better view. Right, so here at the bottom, below everything else, you will see a certain form coming up, right? And it basically, you can click and you can just, so let's say for Example, you are a power user, you know this brand, right? You just want to get in touch with the right folks. So you don't need to navigate to a website, look for details, fill a form. You can just do it on the ad itself, right? So this is a lead form extensions. The minute we start this now, you will see these three stages: lead form, submission message, and ad. Right. So first is an ad. Right. So this is how your ad will look, and then there is a message. So we will modify this message. Then you have a form wherein all the details are captured and submit button is happening. And then once the submit is done, there is a submission message like a thank you for filling the details, etc. Right. So we're going to do all of these things step by step. Now, first is create a lead form. You need to give a headline. So basically, book your consultation. By the way, tools like ChatGPT or Claude, Gemini, etc., do a very good job of writing these things for you as well. Right? All you need to do is tell them that, hey, I'm creating this Google ad form and a lead form on Google Ads, and I need a headline worth 30 characters, so it will help you with that. Right? So this is your headline which says book your free consultation. My business name is Mihir Shah. I'll just put Mihir Shah right now. So that's about my business and name of the business and description, right? Book your digital marketing consultation service, right? Book your digital marketing consultation service. So this becomes basically details about your lead form. So Mihir Shah and book your digital marketing consultation services. Right now, what are the fields you want to fetch? Right, so you can see name and email is there. So we want name, and you can see everything is pre-filled. Huh? So nobody has to fill these details. It is auto-fetched. They all they need to do is submit. So name is pre-filled. You can have first name alone, first name, last name together. You can collect a phone number if you want. You can collect a country. Then you have city. All of these things are not really important unless you want to see that you can deliver a service in that particular area, right? And if your concern is that, in that case you will not collect these details, or in that case you will collect these details. But in most of these cases, guys, you do not need to collect all of these details. Like, you don't really need to know which city they are at. Country is more than enough for now, right? Once you talk to them, you will understand more about that, right? But the thing is, with form, even if it is pre-filled, every information is filled beforehand. But when they see a lot of questions now, it sort of feels like an infringement of your privacy. So in most of the cases, if I'm not bothered with the country, or if I know that these ads are only going to be running in US or India or Washington or a specific city or a state, then I don't even need the country, guys, to be very honest. Right? I can just collect the name, email, and phone number. Basically, who do I speak to and how do I contact them? That is more than enough. That's the maximum that you really require. Cool. So the less number of questions asked in a form, the better it operates like that. If you want to know the company name in B2B setup, it's very important. So you can do that. If you think about a job title, if you want, you can do that, but it's not really, or you can just make it like an optional field as well. If they want to fill it, they'll fill it. So here it's showing optional. So if you want, fill it. Don't want, don't fill it. Right? I think we are okay with the fields that we want. If you want any specific question or a qualifying question, right? So you can ask that particular question as well, right? There are basic questions given as per different industry. So let's say if we are in industry, which program you are interested in, education. So it's not like you can type any question. You can just select one of the question basis the industry you belong to, right? So just look at any industry if you feel there is a relevant question. But again, my advice is this information is more than enough. Any more information has a chance of annoying the customer. So always try to avoid that. Cool. The next part is privacy policy URL, guys. This is very important. Every website has this, right? And in my case, this is a free website. I might not have a lot of details with respect to privacy. I just try contact, but every website, guys, has a privacy policy URL, right? If I take you to any website under the sun, right? Let's say, for example, let's go to Crocs. Yeah. Oh, it does not have a K. So let's say we go to Croc's website or any website under the sun, right? If you can you see privacy policy, right? Just click on privacy policy and you will come down to Crocs.in privacy policy cookie restriction mode. Every website has this, right? So that's why all we need to do is just select that. Here I do not have it, so I'm gonna just put it. Sometimes when you don't have the right URL, it won't accept it as well. Let me see if it will. And then there is a thank you message that says thank you if you want to change this. So thank you for filling the information. And instead of a basic thing like we will contact you soon, our expert will reach out to schedule your free consultation. In the meanwhile, you can have them do some stuff like okay, sorry about that. Yeah, schedule your free consultation, and in the meanwhile, you can go and visit our website, or in the meanwhile, you can download something, learn more, shop. You could do any of these things, right? Or I can have just no, like don't do anything at all. So in this case, guys, I am going to send them back to my website to read something. Cool. And select a call to action for your ad. So this is going to be contact us, join now, get started, get quote offer. You can select any of these things, register, request a demo, subscribe, right? I am gonna say is contact us and a description is book a free consultation, right? So here in the ad message, you will see this, right? Contact us, book a free consultation. Then once this has been clicked, this lead form will open, right? So this is how you will see the lead form where on the top, then whatever I've written as a headline, a description, the details, and then they have to submit. Once they submit, they will see a submission message that says, thank you for filling the information. Our experts will reach out to you, schedule a free consultation. And here at the bottom, you will see continue search on Google or visit your website. And just save this form, except of course the term and conditions, so GDPR compliance, etc. So there are different compliance related stuff for this. So depending upon where you're showing this at, and it's asking me there is an error. Is there now? But I believe the error is there an error here because this is highlighted. Contact us, book a free consultation. This box looks highlighted, but there's no problem here. Let's say I go with book now and see what happens. Save. Or I'm sure this is showing differently because it's the final message, but I think the error is here itself where I am not putting the right privacy URL, very honestly. So it's supposed to be the right privacy URL, and that's why you are facing this issue that it's not saving this form. Cool, but you sort of get the sense of this. How do we use this? So this is exactly how you create a lead format extension. And finally, app extension is pretty straightforward, guys. All it requires you to do is just search your app, right? So here, whatever app you have, right, you just have to, if it's an Android or an iOS app, and let's say, for example, my app is, let's say, ESPN, right? So you'll find your app, and of course, it requires a verification. You cannot just randomly pick any app, but you can see all the apps will be available here and you need to save this. Now, of course, ESPN is something that I don't own, so I cannot select it, but you get the gist, right? So this is how your ad will look and you can see an install app now. But I cannot use a random app. So, and I don't have my own app, so I'm going to leave it alone right now. Right? So this is how, guys, you do an extension, right? Now, in the final chapter of this module, I will show you how to finally create and close your first campaign. So stay tuned for the final chapter, guys. Hey guys, so in this final chapter, I'm going to teach you how to finally create your first campaign, right? So once your extensions are done, you will give a quick summary, a quick look as to whatever you've selected, whatever you've written, do a quick check because this is something that you will not do again, and you can see your extensions, ads, etc. here. So do a quick understanding of what has been done. Scroll down to the bottom and you will see save, right? And then once all the information is saved, you see a quick summary of it. You want to do next. Now it will ask you for a budget, right? So if you remember in the initial chapter, I told you about the promotion that we need a minimum budget, right? So if you trying to spend or get 20,000 free credit from Google, we need to at least spend 333 per day. If we were looking at what some 38 odd thousand rupees from Google, so we need to spend at least 450 or 500 per day. So here Google, of course, will say 3,000 bucks, 4,000 bucks. Will give you random numbers, right? Because of course it wants you to invest more and more in ads. But we will go and select our custom budget, which is what we feel is best, right? And it will give us an estimate of what sort of weekly clicks and what we will get. So if my daily budget is 500 bucks, and this can be changed later on as well, guys. But if my daily budget is 500 bucks, it will show me what are the areas. I spend 3,500 in a week. I'm expected to get a CPC of 23. If you remember here, I was seeing a CPC of 183, something like that. So now we've reduced it to just 23 bucks and we will get 152 clicks per week on our website. This is what Google estimates. Moreover, I have seen, guys, because of the structure that we follow, right? The detail orientation that we go through, we generally get lesser than this expected. Lesser CPC is expected, more clicks than what Google shows in general. Plus, we will keep optimizing further, which will help us keep getting better and better CPCs, which is lower CPCs and more number of clicks. But we'll learn that in the optimization class. Once you've selected your budget, guys, it will still give you a orange error. Unless you see a red error, there's nothing to worry about. An orange triangle is absolutely okay. It's just telling you that your budget is less than other advertisers, etc. It's just trying to alarm us. We don't need to worry about that. All we need to do is just click on next. So it will review if there is any error. You will see an error exactly like this. It will ask you to confirm because this is my first campaign. It's just asking me to confirm if I am the only person. And it is okay. It's giving me a code. Let's see if I am getting this particular code. I have to put a number. Yep, and I want to get the code. So ideally, there are different formats in which it gets verified, but because it's the first campaign, that's why it's asking me to do something like that. Ideally, it doesn't directly like across all the campaigns, you will not keep getting this particular code. But oh yes, I've got the code is 078735 to 078735 and next. Amazing. And the last part is that it will check for if there is any error. Like orange triangle is okay. It's basically something that Google is recommending, and we are not doing that. That's why it gives us an orange triangle. A red circle is something that will not allow us to go to the next step, right? That is that sort of an error. So orange triangle is possible, but it's just like it's not the best practice as per Google, but we are okay with it because we've done everything as per best practices. Red error is something that we will look for, right? And let it allow some minutes to check through all your settings if there is any error. Errors could be that you mentioned the number wrong, headline text is more, something is not selected in the right way. So if you remember for that lead form extension, it did not let me proceed because I didn't have the right privacy URL, etc. So it will identify all of these problems and let us know that, if this is workable, not workable. So it takes some time. Let's just quickly wait for it. Once this is done, you will get a publish button here on the top and also a publish button at the bottom. You can see now that it has gone through all the reviews, everything is okay, or else these check marks will not be there, right? It will give me error at what specific area there is an error. And all I need to do now is publish. The campaign can't run ads with missing information. The campaigns, there's no missing information. Perfect. There's no error as such. So that's why it let us go through. If you want to create a specific tag conversion for this, it will also give you that. But right now, it's not doing anything right now. So campaign is published, impressions is detecting an issue, but it will start showing very well once the minute it is done. And the issue is clearly of us adding funds. Right now, this campaign or this account does not have any money because that wasn't the intent. And that's why that's the only error. And that's why it will not show impressions is what is saying. We have launched our very first Google ad successfully. Right, guys? See, in the subsequent chapters, I want to walk you through a couple of things. One is how to create multiple ad groups, right? What is the logic? What is the standards? Best practices, etc. For that, I want to teach you something which is more deep rooted, right? Is basically how to structure things in the right way. We will eventually focus on different types of campaigns now. So we want to focus on creating audiences. We want to focus on display ads. We want to focus on YouTube ads and all the other ad formats from now on. So we want to cover shopping, performance max, demand gen. We will understand some rules of demand gen as well, which will be part of all your chapters going forward. So see you in the next class, guys.